Well, hello! In this video, I'm going to show you some highlights of my weekend at Fully Charged Live in the UK, tell you why I'm not pushing people to switch to EVs anymore, give you my 5 steps to electrifying your life, and hopefully give you a reason to support my little growing channel by liking and subscribing to it. I know, a little early for all of that, but I thought I'd sneak it in there while I could. If you're not familiar with the Festival of Electrification that is Fully Charged Live, then you're about to find out about a most positive, fun-filled, educational, force for good in the world. Fully Charged Live events quite literally have the ability to change the course of people's lives for the better. I'm not exaggerating. How do I know this? Because it's happened to me, and many billions of other people too. Okay, that might be an exaggeration. My electrified awakening. The old me of a few years ago didn't particularly know much about electric stuff. I enjoyed the farting sounds of my old motorbikes and popping exhaust of my Mini Cooper-esque Clubman as I teared around the country lanes. But now I'm all grown up and mature, and I far more enjoy filling up my Tesla with electrons for about £3 using a cheap overnight tariff. Come to think of it, perhaps I've just got a bit older and sadder, but let's ignore that bit. Anyway, I'm now looking forward to the day I can get solar panels and a Tesla Powerwall to not only fill up my car with direct sunshine, but also power my home thanks to that great big nuclear reactor in the sky, our sun. Everybody I met at Fully Charged is somewhere along this path to sustainability. Some are already living my ultimate dream in their fully sustainable homes, whilst others are just experiencing an electric car for the first time. And judging from the faces of people coming off the test drives, I could see minds being altered in real time. And how could they not be? EVs are just way more fun to drive. That instant torque, the silence, no poisonous fumes coming out of it, the recognition of barely any servicing and way cheaper running costs. It's all good news for those making the switch to an EV. But not only electric cars are on display here, no. There were loads of electric vans, diggers, classic car conversions, electric motorbikes, an electric boat, electric scooters and loads of amazing e-bikes. I had my first experience on a Go Cycle e-bike. It was incredible, so good I almost wish I had a job commuting somewhere so I could make use of a foldable, futuristic, electric powered e-bike. Seriously, like bums in seats just works for showcasing electric cars, get your bottom on an e-bike and make cycling way more pleasurable.
This is fun. Loving it, check out my bike. Look at that. Go nicely in a Tesla, wouldn't it?
So many electric cars. Just look at how many EVs were here. Most available for test drives, a few others not. But good grief, there is so much choice of reasonably priced and reasonably sized electric cars, it boggles my mind to think back to the first Fully Charged Live event I attended in 2018, where there was just a small handful of electric cars on display. And the UK's Tesla Owners Club were taxiing people to and from Silverstone's Convention Centre in their Model S or Model X's, because there weren't any Model 3s or Model Ys back in those days. The world is well and truly waking up to the benefits of electric cars. I'm so happy that fear, uncertainty and doubt, or FUD as it's known, has not won or infected the minds of the people I see and talk to at these events. I also know from experience that once you go electric with your car, a few other thoughts generally take place in your brain. For a start, you want an electric lawnmower, that was my first thing. Step 1, you buy an electric car. Maybe it's a used EV with minimal range, but perfect for a little run around as a second family car perhaps. If budget allows, swapping your ICE car for an electric one with a decent range will certainly make life easier if you do travel a lot. For example, as travelling wedding musicians, we barely ever use public chargers as we have enough range to get to and from our gigs with ease and just charge at home. Step 2. Most people want to charge their car using clean renewable energy rather than dirty fossil fuels, so you might consider changing energy suppliers to one that provides renewable energy, such as the amazing Octopus Energy. Link in the description below to get £50 credit when using my referral link. You can also make use of far cheaper overnight electricity tariffs and fill up like I do for around £3 a charge, which is quite literally cheaper than chips nowadays. Step 3. Home solar and battery storage. Could there be anything more smug than driving around in an electric vehicle powered by your own sunshine capturing device? That's exactly what solar panels on your house will do. Couple that with battery storage such as the Tesla Powerwall, again link in the description if you'd like free stuff using my referral code, and the sunshine you capture can be stored for use when the sun goes down to power your home. Now that is exactly what I'm hoping to do soon. Before embarking on step 4, preparing to electrify your home. For me, what's needed is this: external insulation for our Victorian non-cavity walled home. internal insulation under the wooden suspended floors downstairs, plus insulated plasterboards internally for the bathroom, a new bathroom, replace a few windows, rebuild the conservatory / kitchen, and then, step 5, get an air source heat pump and get off gas. It's not really until you've insulated your home and made it pretty airtight that a heat pump is going to work for you. So okay, I've got a long way to go before I can afford all of that, but it's my dream and I'm sticking to it. Oh, heat pump, you beauty. Basically, the phrase "stop burning stuff" sums up what I plan to do in the future, and is a great aspiration for us all to work towards for the benefit of our local neighbourhoods, cities, the planet and future generations. A sustainable electric economy is possible in our lifetimes. If you want to know how, see my Tesla Investor Day WTF video. I'll link it to play next after this one. The Tesla Owners Stand. I meet so many lovely Tesla owners at each event I go to, and the time and dedication given by members is just extraordinary. The enthusiasm shown towards electrification and sustainable energy just pours out of members. They answer people's questions, talk them through what it's like to live with a Tesla, show them the features, let kids play games in their cars, plus Tesla owners also provide a taxi service to and from the car park. It was also nice to see some modified Teslas on show too. Check out these body kits. And one major part of the Tesla Owners Club is to collect donations for charities. Link in the description below if you'd like to see the various charities and make a donation. So, any Tesla killers? No, much to the annoyance of lots of people in the audience, no doubt. I don't think any other electric cars come close when truly weighing up the details. That is, the features and functionality, practicality and space, performance, efficiency, software, the Tesla app, charging infrastructure, safety, autopilot. The unfortunate truth is that other car companies were just too slow off the mark and have a long way to go to catch Tesla's first mover advantage, which they'll never be able to do anyway because Tesla is accelerating their lead even further. Tesla has an enormous advantage over all other companies. The best products, no debt, $22.5 billion in the bank, industry-leading profit margins, an awakening fleet of robo-taxis around the corner, integrated solar and battery storage options, the world's largest supercharger network, state-of-the-art manufacturing facilities, on and on it goes, much to the discomfort of those Tesla haters out there, who do seem to be confused admirers of anything Elon Musk related, and possibly projecting their own self-hatred onto others. Just saying. Oh, speaking of Elon, was this his private jet coming into land right next to Fully Charged Live? Surely he'd love nothing more than to come and meet the great will of Tesla Jigsaw. Well, no, he didn't come. I'm sure he'll want to shake my hand one day. We'll see. Obviously, there are many good enough EVs out there, but objectively are not comparable to Tesla. This is just the plain uncomfortable truth. Deal with that as you wish.
I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
Let's look at some more EV offerings. I've always liked the futuristic design of the Hyundai Ioniq 5, although I do wonder how quickly it might age with looks so extreme. Polestars always look pretty tidy with those yellow calipers and solid stance. Oh, and the Polestar 3 look pretty nice too. The all-new Hyundai Kona is a bit over-designed and liney for my personal taste, but had a nice enough interior though. To be honest, coming from a Tesla, every other car's interior looks like an aeroplane's cockpit, and usually have more knobs in them than the Houses of Parliament. Here's a few more interesting cars for your viewing pleasure. Whilst I'm not entirely convinced that Aura loves me, I do quite like these funky little Chinese cars. I think they slot in quite nicely between the electric Mini and Fiat 500e, and around the same price. I did think they'd be cheaper though, to be honest. I mean, this little fella starts at £32,000, which is $40,000 for example. But here's the cheap Chinese BYD, which starts at £36,500, which is $45,000. And if you believe the headlines, BYD are Tesla's most direct competitors as world leaders in the EV space. And until recently, also a direct competitor in the race to fully autonomous cars. Well, having invested years and possibly billions of dollars into full self-driving tech with vehicle camera suites, radar, LiDAR, gaydar, BYD have pulled out, declaring that autonomy is impossible. Well, no doubt it's a hell of a problem to solve, but given our rather outdated monkey brains can drive cars with just the 2 forward-facing cameras, I do believe that with enough computing power and using the 8 cameras surrounding all Teslas, coupled with over 1 million miles per day being driven on full self-driving by its fleet of over 3 million cars, Tesla certainly looks to be closing in on solving full autonomy, especially when considering whoever has the most data wins. Plus everyone else in the race for autonomy has given up. I couldn't help but notice, while sitting in the mess that was BYD's cockpit, the infotainment screen. It was wonky. Now, my OCD was screaming at me to acknowledge this tiny, barely relevant point, but to me this slightly slopey screen made me want to rip it off and throw it out the window.
None.
This may have been frowned upon to say the least, so I didn't, but here's one electric car that I did hope would spontaneously combust solely for its shoddy, wonky, cheap, unforgivable awfulness of that screen. Other than that, I'm sure it's alright. After sitting in another BYD, I noticed I could rotate the screen at the touch of a button. Gimmicky, pointless, nonsensical waste of money? Absolutely. Perhaps should have spent more time improving the design and quality of the materials within. I'll be very surprised if these sell well here in the UK. For that high price, low quality, undesirable, underperforming specifications. It seems very much like the Chevy Bolt in the US that General Motors have recently decided to stop making. It's funny, I seem to remember some old bloke saying that GM led and it mattered. But clearly GM's cheapest EV offering doesn't matter anymore. Along with all the electric vehicles, green technology, chargers, and amazing choice of food, I must say, these Indian samosas are fantastic. There were talks going on all the time in the Gigatheatre and the Megatheatre. One I attended was, why not convert all cars to EVs? Well, it's a great idea to convert classic cars, but won't ever be financially viable to just swap everyone's standard engine for a battery pack and electric motor. The work involved and the labour costs are way too much to make it worth doing at scale. But for those who can and have converted beautiful old cars to electric drivetrains, how amazing that these cars can be used as reliable, clean transport with the power and the torque of an electric motor. I would love to drive an old electrified Mini. If anyone's crazy enough to let me have a go, get in touch. A quick shout out, or whatever that British equivalent is, to Chargeheads UK, who run an EV conversion YouTube channel. Check them out if you like that sort of thing. Although I think the oldest electric car award goes to this incredible Waverley electric car. Built in 1901 by the American Bicycle Company, with lead-acid batteries, it still provides 60 miles of range, with no pollution and easier to drive than anything else at the time. It's a shame our EV revolution didn't take off over 120 years ago, but you know, no doubt FUD and corruption was rife then too. Still roadworthy, taxed and MOT'd. Thanks to EVA England for bringing this along to fully charge for us all to enjoy. And a special thanks to One World on Twitter for the photos of it that I forgot to take. And it was a pleasure to meet you as well. Why I'm not pushing people to switch to EVs anymore. The switch to EVs has reached tipping point. Everyone I know, and that's not an exaggeration, wants an electric car, but as usual, finances are getting in the way of progress. Some people I know are holding off swapping their ICE cars whilst they save their pennies for an electric one. Thanks to Tesla, a wonderful electric car price war has also recently begun and forced many EV makers to lower their prices to account for the amazing value of a new Tesla Model 3 or Model Y. Here's a bit of a spoiler alert. Tesla will continue to lower the purchase price of its cars at every opportunity and will soon release details of their upcoming $25,000 Model 2. Card in the corner if you want to watch me talk about that. In the meantime, they may continue to lower the price of the Model 3 and the Model Y, while still maintaining industry-leading profit margins, by the way. They have also just made available a cheaper rear-wheel drive long-range Model 3 for fleet buyers in Europe, with a range of almost 400 miles. Amazing. EVs are getting cheaper. There's way more choice than ever. People are waking up to the lies and misinformation they have been told about electric cars and thinking for themselves, which is lovely. And I'm absolutely convinced that nothing is going to stop the switch to EVs at this point. and there is a clear path moving forwards towards an electric economy future, where people will make their own energy, store it, save loads of money in the long run, massively lower their personal CO2 contributions, create cleaner air in our neighbourhoods, enjoy quieter towns and villages as more vehicles become electric, and finally get us away from choking, carcinogenic, noisy, slow, massively inefficient old technology of the combustion engine. At long last! Even my wonderful next door neighbours have just bought an electric car, despite not having a driveway to charge in. Their plan? They'll just charge it whilst out and about, or sling an extension lead out of the window. They're just going to make it work. That's commitment to positive change right there. The choice really is yours, and if it's not financially possible right now, that's fine too. But if you are lucky enough to have the funds, embrace the future. Be like my neighbours, make your next car an electric one, you won't regret it. I just want to say a quick thanks to everyone I chatted with at Fully Charged Live, the presenters, CEO Dan Caesar, and all the other YouTubers that I met, including Ricky 2-Bit Da Vinci, Lars from Best in Tesla, and Brian from My Tesla Weekend. It really was lovely to meet so many nice folks and have people come over and say hi to little old me. A big thank you to everyone at the UK Tesla Owners Club too. You guys are amazing. It's an absolute pleasure to talk to all of you. And you, dear viewer, thank you so much for watching my channel. Please do like and subscribe, and come along to the next Fully Charged Live event wherever you are in the world. They're all over the place now. And start your electrifying journey. I'm Will, this is the Tesla Jigsaw. Thank you so much for watching. Ooh, look, there's more of me. Click on one of these to see a different colour jumper.